They are shock troops designed to cause chaos behind enemy lines.
You gotta be a little bit crazy just to take that step into the wind, put those knees to the breeze and, fall for 1,250 feet.
Fearless, adaptable and unpredictable.
Ryzyko, jak przy każdym skoku, jest bardzo duże, aczkolwiek wynagradza to fakt, że jest się członkiem elitarnej 6. Brygady Powietrzno-Desantowej.
Deployed to places where other troops simply cannot get to.
Ci studiamo il terreno, ci studiamo la missione, ci attagliamo e operiamo.
Able to operate independently and with little support.
On a un objectif, pas moyen quand même, on remplira l'objectif.
Part of an international community forged on determination and courage.
Becoming a paratrooper was one of the steps into becoming something bigger than myself.
They are the paratroopers of NATO. Ever since man mastered the science of flight, people have jumped out of planes. In World War II, the concept of dropping soldiers from the air developed as an effective military tactic to create chaos within enemy ranks.
America learned from the war in Europe that parachute troops were not merely a crazy military tactician's dream. They can form a most dangerous arm for an army attacking in depth.
By recruiting physically fit people with mental toughness and daredevil attitudes, armies were able to develop paratroopers to undertake daring missions behind enemy lines. During D-Day, paratroopers helped change the course of the war when they were dropped behind the beaches of Normandy, securing roads, bridges and towns. Over the years, paratroopers from NATO allies have done a variety of tasks and operations in conflicts around the world. Today, they are a dynamic, versatile, high-readiness force and an integral part of NATO's operational strength.
All right, when 129 gets back, make sure he's getting rigged up. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1,000.
The journey for any paratrooper, no matter where they're from, starts in training. In the US, that means completing a basic airborne course at the US Army Airborne School at Fort Moore in Georgia.
We have students who've never even flown in an airplane until they get here. There's a huge confidence step that they have to gain. Hopefully what we get out of it is brand new paratroopers at the end of it who are confident and ready to go to their unit and increase the force of which we have for airborne qualified people.
Oh, that's good. Hit the ground just like that. Squeeze those toes.
Every year, approximately 15,000 new recruits enroll on the 3-week course.
I was honestly very excited when I got here. Of course, I had those doubts that I wasn't going to make it, but you get a brief once you get here and they tell you what to expect, starting from ground week to tower week to jump week. And they overall just prepare you from the moment you get in the door, physically and mentally, to get out of the plane.
Airborne.
Part of that mental preparation is overcoming the fear reflex when jumping from great heights.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000.
To break the students in, week 2 of the course focuses on an exercise known as the 34-foot tower.
So the 34-foot tower is the very first time where a lot of students will move up heights, and then they get up to the top. It's shaped kind of like the inside of the door for the airplane, and a scientist said 34 feet is the same as 1,250 feet mentally. You know, our brain doesn't differentiate it. Either way, we're jumping out, and if they can gain the confidence of jumping out the 34-foot tower, then they will have the confidence to jump out of an airplane.
But learning to jump from the tower isn't just about overcoming a fear of heights.
They're getting some more training on actual proper exits. They're getting training on reacting to certain malfunctions and activating their reserve. And then they're also getting the training on exiting the aircraft as a group as opposed to as individuals. You're like, oh!
Those that make it through the course will become qualified paratroopers, which is known in the community as earning their wings.
I decided to be a paratrooper because my dad was a paratrooper. My dad is my biggest role model. He has always been my #1 supporter. And it's something that my dad takes a lot of pride in, and I wanted to join the same community and have the same amount of pride as my dad does.
While some of the recruits who graduate the basic airborne course will join units within the US, others will join the 173rd, a US airborne infantry brigade based in Italy, where they'll jump alongside paratrooping units from other NATO nations, such as the Italian Folgore Brigade.
Il motto della Brigata Paracadutisti Folgore è come folgore dal cielo e rappresenta il nostro modo di essere, il nostro modo di operare. Noi al pari di una folgore, al pari di una saetta, scendiamo decisi e tempestivi dal cielo e assolviamo qualsiasi task che ci venga assegnato.
2-0, nemico abbattuto! Riprendiamo con l'assalto!
The Folgore Brigade is an elite airborne infantry unit in the Italian army, known for the bravery and determination of its forces. Deployed on various national and international operations, including NATO missions in the Balkans and Afghanistan, it is a high readiness force specialising in parachute assault operations.
Noi come Brigata Paracadutisti Folgore nasciamo per operare behind enemy lines, quindi operare alle spalle del nemico e raggiungere quegli obiettivi che necessariamente tutti gli altri non possono raggiungere. Ovviamente siamo chiamati a operare in molteplici scenari differenti. Questo non importa, noi ci studiamo il terreno, ci studiamo la missione, ci attagliamo e operiamo.
Parachuting allows troops to quickly and effectively enter unstable areas, but what really sets paratroopers apart from regular infantry soldiers is what they're trained to do once they've landed in enemy territory.
Chi era del primo plotone? Primo plotone che stavamo facendo la bonifica.
Il lancio è un mezzo per raggiungere la zona di operazione, ma il vero paracadutista si riconosce a terra, perché opera in situazioni di estrema difficoltà, tagliato fuori dalle linee di comunicazione e di rifornimento amiche, completamente isolato. E questo environment lo contraddistingue, perché lo pone di fronte a difficoltà che sono uniche, e soltanto con la caparbietà e lo spirito d'animo dei paracadutisti si riesce ad assolvere questo tipo di missione.
Paratroopers can be used to perform a variety of tasks, including capturing critical infrastructure, sabotaging enemy supply lines, executing strikes and raids, and conducting intelligence gathering operations.
Et tu mets dedans, ok? Colibri ici après.
Une fois qu'on est déployé derrière les lignes ennemies, on va pouvoir faire du harcèlement, de la destruction d'opportunités, et surtout du renseignement aussi au profit des unités amies et également éventuellement faire des missions de couverture pour éviter tout renfort ennemi sur les lignes principales.
Paratroopers must also be adaptable and able to adjust to conditions on the ground depending on what they find and the kind of resistance they meet. Here in Estonia, French paratroopers are exercising alongside Estonian forces in moving and fighting through networks of trenches.
Le combat de tranchées fait résurgence dans les différents conflits modernes et donc c'est un type de combat auquel il faut s'habituer, auquel on va sûrement être confronté dans les années à venir et donc c'est important de se mettre à jour et de le faire en partenariat avec les différentes troupes de l'OTAN.
The stakes for paratroopers are especially high. Fail the mission and they risk being stranded behind enemy lines.
Un parachutiste doit être déterminé quand il reçoit une mission, quels que soient les moyens qui lui sont donnés. Il doit toujours avoir à l'esprit le fait de remplir la mission, quoi qu'il en coûte.
Cooperation between paratroopers from different allied nations could be critical if a crisis strikes. Here in Poland, paratroopers from various NATO nations come together to jump alongside each other and practice handling missions together.
Jest to ważne z tego punktu widzenia, że możemy wymienić się doświadczeniami, wymienić się sposobami wykonywania skoków spadochronowych, szczególnie, że każda armia posiada inny rodzaj spadochronu, na którym wykonuje skoki i to pozwala nam przede wszystkim na wymianę doświadczeń.
One of the main advantages of paratroopers is their ability to deploy to otherwise inaccessible areas. During the training, the paratroopers perform different types of jumps, including high altitude, and also practice landing in different terrains.
Tak naprawdę nie ma określonych miejsc, gdzie zazwyczaj lądujemy. Zazwyczaj są to pola poprzez pustynie, jak i jeziora i tereny górzyste.
But the main objective of training together is to reaffirm a camaraderie born out of shared experience, a bond that transcends differences in language and nationality.
Myślę, że najlepszym słowem na to będzie określenie braterstwo, z tego względu, że wykonujemy wiele ćwiczeń jako jedna siła, jako NATO, współdziałamy razem, skaczemy razem i bawimy się razem.
In an unpredictable world, it is vital that NATO has specialist soldiers trained and ready to deploy.
We're physically, mentally, always ready to go. We know that we can respond to anything that we're told to real fast.
Troops with the skill set and mentality to cope with extreme conditions in dangerous areas with little support.
Ce qui anime l'esprit d'un parachutiste, c'est toujours cet esprit d'aventure, c'est toujours cette détermination, cette envie d'aller de l'avant et d'accomplir la mission.
A force that can react and adapt to any challenges it may face.
È importante che la NATO abbia una forza aviolanciabile preparata e all'altezza di tutte le aspettative, perché noi non possiamo mai sapere quali sono le sfide che ci attendono.
A dynamic force, such as the Sky Soldiers, the paratroopers of NATO.